So let's talk about the 5 digital marketing trends that you should pay attention to in 2022. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Market Vibe. Michael here. Definitely hit the bell, subscribe to the channel because we're doing 365 days of video for business owners and entrepreneurs to help you grow and scale your business. So today I want to talk to everyone about 5 trends in 2022 that I think you're going to want to pay attention to. So if you know marketing or social media at all, you know things are constantly changing. And so I want to talk about some things in 2022 that I think you're really going to want to pay attention to for your business. So the first digital marketing trend you're going to want to pay attention to in 2022 is social audio. And so social audio is actually been around since early 2020 when COVID was first happening. And it was a great way for people to connect in a way that we weren't able to. Everyone was inside, we were isolated. And so social audio became this huge thing. And now it's kind of taken this new shape and form into this brand new way of social media. And so I just want to give you some things to think about when really thinking about whether you should use social audio in 2022 for your business. One of the main reasons that we love social audio so much is because it makes it so easy to connect with people. I think social media is really hard because you can put up posts and hope people comment, but you're kind of waiting around for engagement. It feels a lot of the times like either you have to go to somebody or somebody has to come to you, and it's kind of this wait and see type of game. But social audio is great because you can just hop onto apps like Wisdom, hop onto an app like Clubhouse, and you can immediately just begin a conversation with people because you can hop into a room where there's already a live conversation going on. So it just makes it so much easier to connect with people in real time. The second reason that we love social audio so much is it builds know, like, and trust so much quicker than just seeing someone say social media posts on Instagram. You get to hear someone speak about, what they're passionate about, what their expertise and skills are. You get to hear them answer questions. And so it really establishes that authority and expertise that a person has in their niche and in their field, because you get to hear them in real time answering questions and giving feedback on what they're good at. The last reason we love social audio so much is because it offers real-time collaboration. You can co-mod rooms with people, on things like Wisdom. You can have a guest come up and you can do a real-time podcast. You don't have to necessarily schedule it because then you can download the audio and use it as a podcast. You can have co-mods on apps like Clubhouse, and you can do collaborations there together. And so it's opened up this whole new way of being able to collaborate with people that you may have never been able to collaborate with because you may have never seen them on Instagram or on a social media platform, but then you got onto a social audio app like a Wisdom or a Clubhouse, and you really found out that there was this new and inventive way to collaborate that there never was before. So the second social media and digital marketing trend that you're going to want to pay attention to in 2022 is the rise of TikTok for business. And TikTok has been around for a long time, but it's primarily been thought of as a younger platform, a teen platform. But so we really want to dispel that. And I think you're going to notice in 2022 that it's going to become a lot more prevalent for business owners to use for their business. The number one reason why we love TikTok for business owners is it's still the best place to get organic reach as far as any social media platform. You can literally post one TikTok, go viral, and it can change the entire course of your life and business. We've seen it happen so many times over the past, 3, 4, and 5 years of TikTok, of someone who wasn't known for, whatever it is they did. They had a TikTok, it went viral, and now, they've become an influencer doing something, or they've started a business based on what they did, or they've turned it into something that, they were able to do. And all it takes is one TikTok. And so having the ability to be able to go viral and get that organic type of reach is something you can't really do on any other platform. And so it's just a great place to get that kind of grand exposure for your business and the products and services that you offer. The second reason why we love TikTok for business owners so much is because right now there's still not a lot of business owners using TikTok. And so we always love it when there's not a lot of competition on a platform, because then it means it's really untapped for you as a business owner to do what it is that you do on there with fairly little competition. And so I would really take some time and research on TikTok, whatever your niche or product or service it is that you have to offer. Is there a lot of people doing that on the platform? And the chances are there's probably not. And so that's a really great sign to integrate TikTok for your business, because when there's not a lot of competition, that just means that there's so much potential for you and your business. The third and the final reason why we love TikTok for business owners, and just honestly in general, is because if you think about trends, we're always talking about what's trending right now, because you want to recreate trends, you want to hit trends early, you want to gain virality. Well, honestly, all of those trends come from TikTok. And so if you're on there for your business, you're going to be one of the first people to see trends that you can then take from TikTok and recreate on places like Instagram, on Pinterest, on YouTube Shorts. Because if everything comes from TikTok and you're there to see it first, you can be one of the first people to recreate that trending content on another platform. And so it's just another great reason for you to be on TikTok as a business owner, because say your main platform is Pinterest. Well, even if you don't create a lot of TikTok content on there, at least being on there and seeing those trends, like I was saying early, allows you to then go to Pinterest, create those idea pins, and be one of the first people to take advantage of that trend on Pinterest, and watch how viral you can go with idea pins on Pinterest doing that strategy as well. And so it just makes sense to have TikTok for business owners in 2022, because I think there's not a lot of competition and it's really untapped potential for you and your business. And that kind of leads me into the third digital marketing and social media trend of 2022, and it's short form video. And I think that, unless you've been under a rock, short form video is something that you're very familiar with, whether it's YouTube Shorts, TikToks, Instagram Reels, idea pins. They've kind of taken social media by storm. I mean, they've only really been around for 3 or 4 years, but quickly short form content is taking over and really replacing the old type of content, the still frame content that we've been so used to seeing over the past 10 or 15 years, which has been really, really great. And so I want to just give you some things to think about when using short form video for your business. I think the number one reason why we love short form video so much is because people always talk about, well, what's my unique selling position? Like, what makes me different? Like, how do I build my own brand, my personal brand, when everything feels so saturated? And I think short form video really does that, because here's the thing is everybody can create graphics and content that's still form and things like that, but only one person can get behind the camera and do what it is that you do and be you, and that's you. And so I think that really short form video is the way of differentiating yourself from the people that do what it is that you do. And it's definitely the best way to build your brand and your personal brand, because people more and more now aren't really necessarily looking for the best deal or the best price. They're really looking to buy from people that they know, like, and trust, that they feel like have their best interest at heart, that really care about them. And so really what short form video does is it gives people a chance to see you behind the camera, but really get to see who you are as a person, because you can't fake it forever. And so when people get to see you over time on short form video, they get to know who you are, your mannerisms, and they really get to see your character. And nothing's better than that as far as I'm concerned when it comes to branding and personal branding. The second reason why we love short form video so much is because it gets algorithm favor across the board. I mean, TikTok, Instagram Reels, idea pins, YouTube Shorts, they all get better algorithm favor than any other content on their respective platforms. And so really utilizing short form video in 2022 is just getting you the best awareness and exposure for your business, because you're going to get the most attention and awareness by using the short form video no matter what platform you're on. So you really want to, and that's the ultimate goal for business, is to get the most eyeballs on whatever it is that you do, the product or service that you sell, and short form video is the best way to do that. The last thing, and I kind of alluded to it earlier, is there's nothing better than building relationship than short form video. I mean, think about it. What do you do to your best friends, the people that you want to talk to the most? You FaceTime them, because FaceTime is so much more personal than just talking with someone on the phone. I kind of think of the same way as still content versus short form video. After I watch a TikTok that someone creates, or a reel, or an idea pin, I feel like I know that person so much better than if I see a Canva graphic or an infographic that kind of just talks about what it is that they do or what they're interested in. And so really think about utilizing short form video, not just to display your expertise or authority in a particular product or service niche, but also as a way to build a relationship with your audience. The fourth digital marketing and social media trend I want to talk to you about in 2022 is search engine optimization, or SEO. And so obviously that sounds kind of weird that I'm talking about it trending, because it's been around forever, but I really think that it's going to matter so much more in 2022 than it ever has before, just because of how much content is out there. Search engine optimization is going to be the difference between you showing up on, say, page 1 of Google and you not really showing up at all. So I want to give you some tips on how you can utilize SEO in 2022. The first reason why we love SEO so much is because it establishes the weak from the strong. And so the strong people will continue to do what you have to do to, show up on page 1 of Google, which is write great captions, great titles, research your keywords, do all of these things over and over and over again, sometimes for years. And I know that we've had our website for a little over 2 years now, and we get over 250 to 350 hits on our website as a digital marketing agency every single day. I think we get over 5,000 hits a month to our blog. But obviously that didn't happen overnight. That's taken 2.5 years. That's been posting great content, updating our homepage, writing weekly blogs for 2.5 years, updating those blogs. And so it's really not for the faint at heart. And so, but why SEO is so great is if you're consistent and if you do these things over time, these are the types of things that when people search for you on the internet, you show up page one. And that just allows you to have so much expertise and authority in whatever it is that you do. The second reason why we love SEO so much is we always say virality comes and goes, but SEO stands the test of time. And as a business owner, you obviously want to be around for a really, really long time, which is why you want to focus on SEO and search engine optimization. So things like YouTube, which you're watching on right now, Pinterest, writing a blog, having a great website. These are all things that allow your business to stand the test of time. And so when thinking about SEO, you really want to think about, this is something that I need to be doing for the longevity of my business. And if it's something you're not good at, I always say you can hire someone out. You can hire an SEO expert, someone to write a blog, a website designer, someone to do these things for you, because this is something that's really, really important as a business owner, especially in the beginning, because as you're building your business, you want to build that foundation for years and years to come, and SEO is what does that. So definitely think about starting SEO now, having a weekly blog and things like that, because this will be the things that differentiate you 2, 3, and 5 years from other businesses that do the same thing as you. The last reason, and probably actually the most important reason of why SEO is going to be so important in 2022, is we were talking about saturation earlier and just there being so many people doing what it is that you do. Well, people are now verifying people more than ever. Unfortunately, there's a lot of scams, a lot of things like that going around. And so people are really verifying people before they ever hire them for a service, before they ever buy a product. They're doing reviews. And so how great is it if they, Google your business or they Google your name specifically and everything comes up on page one, your blog, your Pinterest, your podcast, which is what happens with us. It just shows so much more expertise and authority than if they Google you and nothing comes up, because that's going to look suspicious to them if they're like, I'm looking up someone who has a product or that's a verified, supposed to be a verified person who does this, but I can't find them on page 1 or 2 of Google. Whereas, if you've got all of that SEO going for you, all of your stuff pops up page 1. It kind of just, they go, oh, okay, look, they're all on page 1. It just gives you that much more expertise, credibility, and authority than other people in your niche. The last digital marketing trend I want to talk to you about for 2022 is actually voice. And I didn't really think about this until I actually heard Gary Vee talk about it, but then Jill and I actually went to Vegas and we stayed in a suite in the Wynn, and they had Alexa connected. And the whole time we stayed there, it was so cool to use Alexa just to do everything, to dim the lights, turn the lights on and off, open the shades, order room service. Like, you could literally use Alexa for everything, and it finally opened up my eyes to why people had been talking about voice for so long. So I want to give you some things to think about when thinking about integrating voice for your marketing for your business in 2022. So I didn't even actually know this, but about half of search is done through voice. And so whether it's through something like Alexa or through your phone, half of it's done through voice. And so I think it makes the most sense, because it's so much easier to just use your voice than it is to type in how to do something or these big long keywords. And so you've really got to think about for your business, okay, people are transitioning to voice, what are some ways that I can integrate that for my business going forward in 2022, because that's definitely a trend that's up and coming, and that's going to be here to stay. The second thing I think that it does is it changes the way that we search. Typically when you think about a Google search, people are trying to use maybe 1 to 2 to 3 at most keywords. They're trying to keep it short and simple. But when you're using your voice, you can use a whole sentence worth of searching. And so I think that it's going to really change the way that people search for things, and really have you, I know we were talking about SEO beforehand, it's going to have you really think about the ways of integrating your keywords and things like that into how people search on places like Alexa and other voice platforms, because they're not going to use the same 1 or 2 keywords that they may have used before. They're probably going to use full sentences and things like that. So again, that's going to completely change the way that you do your SEO. So just be cognizant of that going into 22, of thinking about, okay, not just what are some keywords that I can use for my business, but what are some key sentences, even key paragraphs that people might search, for my product or service, because like I said, voice isn't going anywhere. And so that's going to be something that you're going to want to have on hand when it is time for you to integrate voice into your business. And the last one is honestly just an opinion, and that's, I think that voice will replace traditional search. I do still think there are some bugs to work out. Obviously, the search with voice isn't exactly perfect. They still have to perfect the technology, but I think that people always gravitate and navigate towards what's the easiest way to do something, because we always want to know how can we save time and how can we save money. And so I think the easier we can do things, the better. And so I think that by using search with voice as opposed to having to type things in, it just makes it so much easier, less errors. So I think that ultimately voice will replace the way we search. And so you want to, again, be cognizant of that as a business owner. You always want to be making sure you're kind of paying attention to the trends of the way people are using things. And so I think that that really kind of dictates a lot of, how people are going to search your products and services. You really need to start to think about those things I was talking about before, of what if some longer dovetail keywords, what are some even paragraphs, what are some longer phrases and sentences that people are going to use to search your products and services, because that's definitely how they're going to utilize voice. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this video on the 5 digital marketing trends that I think you should pay attention to in 2022. We're always paying attention to what's trending, what's new, because I think as a business owner, you really need to be on the forefront of these types of things if you want your business to not only grow in the short term, but the long term as well, because a lot of these things are here and here to stay. So thank you again so much for joining us. If you have any questions about any of the things we talked about, drop them in the comments below. Definitely hit the subscribe and ring the bell, because we're doing 365 days of videos just like this one. But until next time, see you guys later.